Hello everyone, my name is Pixelriffs. Welcome to your Thursday Minecraft live stream. We're a little early today. I've got a friend coming over to play board games with me later, so I figure we'll probably kick off a stream now, probably go for about 2.5 hours. Just going to do some more work on the boat, nothing major, so hopefully folks who are usually in later time zones won't miss too much, but we can still get some stuff done, we can still hang out and chat. Didn't want to skip the stream for today, so I figured may as well get started now. How is everyone? Good tea. Got some Earl Grey today, because I'm out of the other stuff. What's up? How is everyone in the chat? Liara, good to see you. Welcome along. Hello, Bilbo, Rabix, Nuki, Kai Crystal, K Potter, Mr. Rongs. Hello, good to see you. Kumi Charizard. Hey, Logical Geek Boys here. Hello, buddy. Calamello King. Universe is being good for you. Sounds good. Sounds good. Surprise tea. Always a surprise. Hello. Good to see you. Glad to hear we could catch some of the Aussies. Because, yeah, I normally stream at a very inconvenient time for y'all. Apologies. But, yeah, it's just how my schedule works out. But, yeah, today we're here a little early. I've got tomorrow's episode recorded already, so we're good to go. And we can get some boat building done. Sipping on some English breakfast. Sounds great. Sounds great. It's my usual anyway. But, yeah, today decided to have something a bit different. So, yeah, let's get some boat building done. I have a ton of wool and a ton of jungle wood. I think on the boat already, actually. I was going to try and grab some while I'm here, but I think I've got some left over. And the plan is just to finish off some of the sails, because the boat needs sails to look pretty. Is my render distance up all the way? I feel like I should be seeing it already. I need 16 chunks. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it kind of pops into view in the background. I just wanted to see if I have any more. Nearly a full stack of red wool. We'll bring that with us. And there must be a bed over there already, right? That sounds about right to me. Have a silent migraine going on. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yes, we've got a bed over here already. Good, good. So, yeah, I should grab some scaffolding as well. I might have some over here. I might have to go back to the storage unit for some, but we've got a bed here. How is everyone? In the Nether, how do you make pigmen not angry? Right now, I believe pigmen are bugged. The best way to get rid of pigmen in general is to try and get at least 45 or so blocks away. That's not the right number, but it's approximately the right number. Hey, all the cats have grown up. And, yeah, I think the best way to get rid of pigmen is usually to just try and get as far away as possible, which is difficult when they're spawning in front of you and they pass aggro and stuff. But, yeah, I believe right now in the 1.14.1 release, it is a problem where they are permanently aggroed once you hit one of them. So, run is probably the only advice I can give. Still the Monofuso Espresso here. Espresso there. Good heavens. Yeah, hope you're enjoying your espresso. And yes, the boat hype is real. So, let's grab the scaffolding box, because we will need that. Let's just chuck it on the floor for good measure. Why not? Brilliant. And yeah, we will need that, because it's so helpful building the sails. I might also log in with my camera account, just to get a better view, so I'm not using so many fireworks to, like, fly away constantly. But yeah, get yourself a Smite 5 axe. Is usually a good idea. Smite 5 axe, one shot of pigmen without even a crit, so kind of useful. Morning, Mr. Candy. How are you? Good to see you. Hope you're well. By the way, for those of you guys who have been following my mild-mannered quest for Twitch partnership, I managed to reapply the other day, right after the stream on Tuesday, and I got a confirmation email this time to say that I actually received my application, which didn't happen the last couple of times, so consider that to be progress. I will see what comes of that, if anything, but for now we are hopefully on the road to partnership once again. What I think I want to do is enlarge the sail that's already there as much as I can, because it still feels a little bit short. But I'm going to do similar sails on the back and on the front, and so I kind of want to see where I start those and how they look in proportion before I do anything to this, because it's potentially going to get in the same like plane, I suppose. Yes, I did know that Minecraft Pocket Edition has no foxes. I gather Bedrock Edition isn't going to have them until the 1.11 release, which is a shame for you guys, but then I haven't really done a whole lot with foxes. Like, they don't really do all that much in my world, so it's going to be nice to see them running around taiga biomes, but I really don't see them being like a must-have feature for everybody, you know? Would I be interested in making a gameplay video with Failboat? I have no idea who that is, but probably not, to be honest. Like, I have a policy of only collaborating with people who I've, like, joined a server with, or people that I have collaborated with in the past, or people who those people can recommend to me. It's kind of like a friends of friends policy, I guess. And yeah, these days I don't make a great deal of collaborative videos because all of the stuff I do is in single player, so it is difficult to judge, really. But yeah, most likely not. Much as I don't want to, like, dismiss everybody out of hand, you know? Can make an automated berry farm with the foxes. Yeah, but then I don't need that many berries for things, you know? Ain't about that life. Okay, so this sail, I've got my camera account on this screen now, so I'm going to be looking up there to talk to you guys. So let's do this. Yeah, there we go. Back to main Minecraft window. Makes more sense. First sail is probably going to start around there, I'm guessing. And yep, I've just locked off my screen again. Good. Scaffolding is so useful for this stuff. You will not believe. Once I can actually get a handle on how to use it, there we go. So I think around here... Yep. Around here is where we're going to start this sail. Does that look right? Yeah, that looks about right. I reckon we'll go with that. Berries aren't the worst food because kelp is. Yeah, no, kelp is definitely taking the medal for that one. Need to make some of this into jungle wood rather than jungle logs. We don't want all of this to be logs, but this needs to come out a little more, and then go down one there, and then come out again. So now I'm stuck behind this fence. Great stuff. Can't wait for 1.14, but it's too unstable. Yeah, no, it's having a lot of stability issues for many people, so I do not blame you. The server that I host for my patrons is experiencing a lot of lag, and it's really unfortunate, because a lot of people are like, I don't really feel like playing with this level of lag, and I'm like, there's very little I can do about it in the grand scheme of things, other than upgrade the server hardware to, like, ridiculous proportions. Why so early today? I have a friend coming to visit in the afternoon. He's coming over at like 2:30, which is normally like... That's like half an hour before I usually start streaming. So, yeah, so today's schedule is thrown off a little bit. This kind of stuff here is what scaffolding was made for. It's just all of this precarious pillaring and stilt walking kind of stuff. It's just so much easier to get it done this way. Alright, I reckon that's a good shape to start with. We might have to make this mast a little taller. Lag is a little better now. The lighting glitches are annoying. I know. The whole deal with lighting right now really ain't good. I think we might end up making this mast off-center just by 1 block so that I can cut into this for sails, because we need sails. Like so. This lighting glitches have almost got you killed. Yeah. A lot of people saying the same thing, in my experience. There we go. I need to bring some shears around with me as well. I think in one of the episodes in next week's videos, I'm actually going to enchant my shield, a set of shears, and some flint and steel with unbreaking and mending. Because a lot of people keep telling me that I should do that with my shield, and I don't really agree, because shields are so cheap. Like, they cost you 1 iron and some wood to make. But then everyone keeps telling me to, and I'm like, well, I guess I can do it just to prove that you can. But yeah, mostly just so people will shut up about it. I like people, really, but sometimes they just say stupid stuff. Okay, I think that's a good start. I'm wondering if we should keep things that way or not, but I think that sort of looks okay. The sails don't have to be perfect. It's my first time building a ship like this. As long as we get the general vibe, then it's going to be okay, I believe. So we go up to, from there we start the next one here, if we're following the pattern that I've used on the other sail. And then we do a slightly... Yeah, that one needs to change. Boop. Yeah, I gather Optifine's out for like just 1.14. But yeah, I think with the amount of people who are sticking around on earlier versions until 1.14 point whatever becomes stable, then I can see the appeal of just sticking with one version for now. Hold a Totem of Undying instead of a shield? Nah. Here's the thing, right? Totem of Undying ultimately has 1 durability. A shield has 336. And could have more if you enchanted it with Unbreaking, like everyone keeps telling me to do. And up. Yeah, that looks about right. Currently upgrading your 360 Minecraft tutorial into its best possible form. Oh, like the tutorial world that they give you when you start the game? That sounds like a fun project, actually. Just mess with the tutorial world until it becomes worthwhile. Like, I've learned more than you. I like that as a concept. Totem of Undying is a one-time use shield, yeah. Alright, need to go to sleep in a second, but before that, Just a touch more scaffolding. Can't get enough of the stuff. There we go. See, that was so easy. Let's hop into bed, and I'll show you the sails so far. Junk is turning out nice, thank you. Couldn't find any blaze rods to brew potions with, so you've been carrying a totem instead of emergency noob juice. I mean, it gives you fire resistance, doesn't it? So that's actually quite useful. Or is it just on Bedrock Edition that it does that? I forget. There's one thing that only happens on Bedrock Edition that I kind of wish was a little different. I think it's like, it's one of the effects it gives you. It's like extra absorption or higher resistance or something. Or it might be fire resistance. Anyway, this is how it's looking so far. We want one more sail on the top of that, and then I think we're good. I want the middle sail to be bigger, to kind of extend by a couple of blocks, but have 4, like, pleats? Are they pleats? I don't know. I don't know anything about sailing, guys. I'm terrible. But I think with 3 of those, it's going to look really nice. The one on the front is going to be of equivalent size to this one. Obviously, I need to fill in that gap there, so I missed a bit. Hey, Blackfeather, just out of school. Good to hear. I'm glad you like the sails. I'm loving them so far. I think they're turning out pretty good. I really wish you could drop scaffolding from the side of a block, and it would be affected by gravity in the way that it's supposed to be, but having said that, that works too. I think anybody who dislikes scaffolding right now just like needs to get used to it. It's one of those things that's like Elytra, really. It's a new mechanic that at first you're like, why do we even need this? And then you use it a bunch and you're like, oh, that's why. I think this one is going to be virtually diagonal this time. I mean, if not, like, I mean, they're all diagonal, really. Like, the whole point of it being diagonal is that it's just not straight. But I think this one needs to be, like, 2 blocks at a time diagonal. So, like this. If we want to have it match the gradient. Just find a thick part of the gradient. Elytra didn't make that much sense before fireworks. No, truly no. But yeah, I think since then people have kind of embraced them as like a fact of Minecraft life for the most part. And I feel like scaffolding is just a few steps behind. Is that too... I think that might be too steep. Might be just too steep in the end. It's not a total diagonal, but I think what we need is to have 3 blocks at a time. Because that one is really like a 4-block long log right there. Get rid of you. What are you doing? 1, 2, and then up, and then 1, 2, like that. So it still fans out, but it does so slightly slimmer. Yeah, that looks better to me. Scaffolding is the best. No more random dirt towers everywhere. Yeah, just being able to take those down is nice. And it's something that only really affects builders, but I wonder if like competitive PvP players are going to get some weird uses out of scaffolding. I'd like to see that. See, looking at this now, looking at it on the camera, I'm wondering if we need to do like an alternating pattern or something, because that now looks too shallow of an angle. This is confusing me. I can't really switch between views very easily in OBS, so you'll have to take my word for it until I settle down and like fly down to one of these trees, but I'll show you roughly what I'm looking at. Is that one there just doesn't seem steep enough, so I think I was either right the first time, or we're going to have to alternate between 2 and 3. I think that might have to happen. Ah, Well, that failed. There we go. We can place scaffolding on the underside of other scaffolding to form a tower. Except that's breaking right now because it's on slabs down there. Great. Great work. I have not received my silver play button yet. I spoke to them the other day because I got my account verified. That's the other thing you get when you reach 100,000 subscribers. You get like that verification check mark on YouTube. But when I spoke to them about that, they said the verification thing is fine, but my account is still under review to check all of my subs are legit and stuff. So I won't be getting the silver play award until I pass some sort of verification process that usually takes a little while. But don't worry, I'll still make a video about it when it happens. Okay, so we'll go back to doing the diagonal and maybe that will look better. Kind of alternating this 2-block pattern. Yeah, it needs to be 2 and then 3. I'm changing this up so much, but I want this to look like it's the right angle, and it's not turning out right yet. But as long as we're regular with the pattern. I think it needs one extra at the top there, but I think that's as good as it's going to get, I think. Too bad it's your bedtime. Have a good stream. Have fun playing video games for strangers to watch. Childhood dream job. Hey, in my childhood, this job didn't exist. In my childhood, like, video games basically didn't exist. At least not video games of the caliber we have now. Count yourself lucky you can have dreams at all. In my day, we didn't have dreams. Oh. Hey, there it is. Scaffolding, you beauty. Seriously, you're just learning little tricks all the time for how to take care of these little weird scaffolding quirks. Like if I do that now, I can come out onto here and then walk around the corner. It's perfect. Helps me get through those gaps. People forgot about wood blocks. Yeah, people forget about blocks in this game all the time. It's something that I still have trouble keeping straight in my head, is just quite how much stuff is going on. Like, I forgot when I did the showcase of all of the new slabs and stairs and everything that there are prismarine walls in the game now. And yeah, like, I don't really have much cause to use them, but still. Prismarine walls are a thing. Ain't that nuts? I think we need one more up there. To the scaffolding! Alright, that's not building the way I want it to build. Gotta look at the legs and not hold shift. Not holding shift is the hardest part of scaffolding for me. I habitually hold shift. I should build a modern house. You should build a modern house. Your face should build a modern house. What? What was the question? Let's see how that looks once I take all of this framework off of it. Yeah. Yeah, that ain't bad. The mast does need to be a little bit taller. Does need to be a little bit taller. Most of the people who say I want to do YouTube for a living underestimate how much work it takes behind the scenes. Yeah. Yeah, that is very true. Okay, now the back of this also needs an upgrade, because right now the back of it looks like this. Ain't what we want. Ain't what we want. So the mast actually needs to come down, because this is the center line of the whole boat. That's like, it's on a 2-block thing. And so what we could do is potentially widen the mast down here to make it look a little bit more like a 3-block wide thing, to make it look less like it's asymmetrical, but then have that kind of continue up this way because of the lean of the mast. So ultimately it's like it starts out symmetrical while you're on the deck, and then above that it doesn't really matter as much. It's the idea. Take a quick snooze. Using no U against the fans. How does a mast lean? I mean, it's a giant piece of wood, ultimately. And this thing is meant to be, like, not really an active ship. It's meant to be kind of, not necessarily a wreck, but not really a functional ship either. So if the mast, like, leans a little bit, then that's okay. But, like, the wind is a strong thing. It can bend stuff. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Shut up. What did you learn in Pixel Riff's stream today, Kevin? I learned that the wind can bend stuff. Go to your room. Blame the airbenders. It's a show ship. It is a show ship. Exactly. Sassier than normal this early in the day. I'm always this sassy. It's just, you know. Sometimes people give me a reason to be sassy. Okay, yeah, I think that's going to do it. I think that's going to do it for this. For this particular set of sails. I need to do some more dressing up of this stuff. Like, the sails need, like, connecting ropes and that kind of thing. Rigging. There needs to be rigging. I need to drop off the scaffolding less. A lot of things need to improve about this situation. But as far as sail number 2 goes, that ain't bad. Let me have the scaffold. Boop. Did I get it? I think I got it all. Cool. Some down there as well. Nice. Yeah, so if we head over here, so you guys can see this from a distance, that's what we're working with so far. There is one log there that's sort of out of place. But here we are. Am I early? Well, I'm early, so you probably are too. How did the ship get there in terms of story? I've come up with various excuses, none of which are really particularly salient. I think that it's just there because it's there. It's there because I needed something to surround a kelp boat farm thing. Kelp boat farm thing. Great job, language. Yeah, various people are like, there was a flood in this area, and they planned to build a boat to escape, and then they didn't need to, and now the boat is still there. I'm like, sure, go for it. Whatever floats your boat, as it were. If you want to avoid full damage when you're on scaffolding, don't just point yourself down and push. It doesn't work like that. Right, let's swing the camera count around again. Bear with me. And that leaves us maybe, yeah, 3 or 4 additional blocks on the bottom and probably more on the top, where we can add more sails for the to the main section. We can add a little bit of length to these. Like this guy and probably come out to, like, there before it starts looking ridiculous. I think I might run out of wool at some point. And for the, yeah, for the upward... Ceaseless Rose with the 2 months. Thank you so much for the 2 months of support. Let's see some resub hype in the chat, please. The early stream hype. Yep, I'm out of wool. And Zodiac Siren with 100 bits. The gang's all here. Early morning Pixel Rift stream, yes. A little bit of a break from the ordinary, but as I was saying earlier, I've got a friend coming over to play some board games later, so we are going to spend a little bit of time with that, and as a result, today's stream being a little bit early kind of makes sense to me. Can cut those ones out. The problem here is really just the jungle wood log orientation. There we go. That's looking a little better. I still have some wool down here though, right? Hey man, thank you for the well wishes. Crossing my fingers that this time it sticks. So yeah, this is looking better in terms of scale to me. Let me scale this for a second. And come out along there. 1, 2, and yeah, no, that'll do. That'll do. Because then... I think we could probably get away with that. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's looking good. I think that's looking good. I've done this weird thing with, like, the strip jungle wood just along the bottom of this one. I don't know whether I want to keep it or not. I feel like it works as, like, a supporting block here, like a transitional block. You can't really see it from here. But, like, supporting the bottom half of that sail. I don't know why, though. I kind of kept it there as a test to see if I wanted to do that throughout the rest of the sails, and now it's just sort of there, and I don't want to remove it. You ever do that when you build stuff, and you're like, this looks weird, but I'm going to keep it here because for whatever reason it adds character, but then you don't do that anywhere else in the same build? Just overall confused about my intentions. I think that needs to cut off there. We can't add too much to this one. Likewise here. You're like, I like my build, and then you forget the roof. Hey, Braindead Cirky, what's up? I'm doing well this morning, and it's just become this afternoon for me, but it's still pretty great. How are you? What board games are we going to play? I'm not sure what he's bringing with him, but I got a copy of Suro of the Seas from my parents, so we're going to try that out. I don't think we've played that one before. I don't think I've played Suro at all before, but yeah, it's a fun-looking game. And yeah, stuff we've played recently. The last couple of times he's been over, we played Betrayal at the House on the Hill. That was very cool. Trying to think what else we've gotten into recently. Probably a bit of Sushi Go, just as like a nice short game to play. Because sometimes you just want to have a couple of like warm-up games, you know. The Sushi Go is pretty cute. This is a weird looking sail right now. I think it's because this stretches out too much there. And there. So if I take those out... Hop. One of my favourite board games. I like quite a lot of the ones we've got. At home we've got a few little... like short games like Love Letter, which are super fun to play in short bursts, but in terms of the bigger ones, I'm trying to think what we have. Ticket to Ride is really fun. I like that a great deal. That's one of those kind of evergreen classic type of games. It's like always going to be a good one. And is a nice alternative to, like, when you want family game time, but you don't want to play something like Monopoly, where everybody just ends up getting into a fight. Although fights have been started over Ticket to Ride, so... But then, yeah, other stuff we've got. I'm trying to think what we have right now. My mind's drawing a blank. Small World is fun. Elder Sign is fun. Yeah, Betrayal is the one we play when our friend comes over, but that's also pretty good. I feel like a lot of my favorite board games are ones that we've played but we don't necessarily own. Like, what's the one where you're traveling across Japan? Is it called Hokkaido? Is it called Hokkaido? I can't remember. But there's this one where you are basically a bunch of travelers trying to have like as rich an experience as you can as you travel from Kyoto to Tokyo, I think. It's Tokaido. That's the one. Yeah, Tokaido is great. We got Takenoko recently, which is a game where you have to feed a panda. That's pretty fun. Smash Up is pretty good, but I always win that one, so I'm not allowed to play it anymore. Yeah, we don't have a copy of Catan either. Catan is another one of those ones that's like a good family alternative to traditional stuff like Cluedo, Monopoly. Alright. Those sales are looking bigger and better. I think we need to do something about the top one, though. Zombie dinosaurs in Smash Up is OP. It's all about zombie aliens. Zombie aliens is great because there's this one card where if you play it, you gain a victory point. And then if that card gets trashed, Zombies just lets you pull it out of your graveyard again and use it again. So I always went Zombie Aliens, and I'm not allowed to play anymore. Hey, the Tyrants, just listening to this week's episode of The Spawn Chunks. Very kind of you. Thank you so much for checking out your local independent podcasts. What is the name of the ship, considering there are cats? The ship does not have a name currently. Regardless of there being cats or not. I think we need to alter the angle of this one as well. That sucks, but I think we need to, because this is just too steep. Like, much as I hate having to redo this whole sail, we're redoing it wholesale. I think we do need to mess with the layout here a little bit. Because I think having that pattern of 1 and then 2 worked out better for us before. So if we start with that, go up 1, over 2, up 1, over 1, up 1, over 2. Have I considered bark blocks? I'm using bark blocks. Not for all of it, but for most of it. Or for some of it. Hang on a second. I've got that wrong at one point. Just got caught up looking at chat for a second. Oop. Yeah, it's a completely different angle now. Maybe it needs to be... This is weird. It needs to be some kind of combination of the two angles. So I think maybe like a 2-2-3 pattern might work better. You'll see what I mean in a second. There we go. Hey, Boyo, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. So we're going 2 blocks up at a time, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's see if we can keep this pattern. 1, 2, 2, 3. Break that one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This is looking slightly weird for now, but that's because the sail is still like here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Where are my cats? The cats are all on the deck down there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You'll see them in a minute when I inevitably fall off this thing. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This looks really weird, but I don't think the angle we had before was really working. This is the Chinese junk ship, yes. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That goes out too far now. Need to rein it in a little bit. I think we can keep that one. But yeah, the angle of the sail is going to be slightly different. It's weird for now, but it works, I think. Have I seen Herobrine in my world? Herobrine doesn't exist. What kind of music genre do I hate? I don't know, really. I don't really have many things that I dislike. Weirdly. Yes, there's a few Aussies sharing some mutual congratulations that they could catch a stream. I'm sorry I don't get to stream for you guys more often. Hating stuff takes too much energy. Liara dropping the truth in the chat. Yeah, why bother hating stuff? It's just a waste of energy. Okay, that one needs to stay there. And I think we're good. So now we need to line the inside of this a little better. Which I think I can do from here most effectively. I need to go back and do a couple more of these. Next episode, tomorrow's episode, we're playing around with TNT. I'm planning on doing a TNT tree farm next week, I think. Looks like that's it. Cool. Yeah, I haven't quite worked out how the TNT tree farm is going to work yet, but I'm sure I will. Need to muck about in creative a little bit this weekend. And before everybody posts in the chat, like, look up so-and-so's tutorial, that's kind of not the point of what I'm doing here. I'm in this to make my own tutorials, not rip off other people's. Okay, yeah, that looks... It looks weird until you take a step back and you realize that's the angle it's supposed to be, so you kind of ignore the fact that these are made out of blocks. Most of Minecraft is ignoring the fact that it's made out of blocks. No, I think we need those. Those just need to be consistent. Like here. There. Alright. The big reveal. Da 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 da! See, the angle of that is really strange, but that's how you get angled lines in Minecraft, is by adopting odd patterns like that. I can consider doing a pattern on the sails rather than all red. Yes, and then I decided that that would not go well. I might swap it out at some point, but for now I just want to go with red. Yeah. It's awkward doing stuff like this, because Minecraft is not made for angled lines. But I think we'll just go with it. We'll just go with it for now. Any more tinkering and I'm just going to end up with something that looks somehow worse. I'll come back to it tomorrow and I'll think, yeah, that's the best I could possibly have done. So let's get some sleep when the game lets me. And then 4-mast sails. Which is actually the 3-mast, but don't tell anybody. Swoosh. I think what we're going to do for this one is start the logs 1 block out so that we don't have to remove any of the mast like we did with the back one. So this one stays like the smallest of the 3. Really. Aren't the flags in the town red as well? Red and white over there, but the flags in Founders Forge are different, but I don't really have any kind of like plan for color schemes for the area. I'm just building what I think looks nice. Looks like dragon wings. I mean, yeah, it kind of does. So what we want to do is start the logs out here so that we have room for the sails behind them. There we go. I'm going to zoom in with the camera account here. Man, I miss Optifine zoom so badly. Enhance. Basically. Never used the FOV slider so much. The main thing to worry about with these is making sure it doesn't look like this could swing around and like hit part of the main body of the ship. Wonder when it'll be released. You can track the progress of Optifine on the Optifine subreddit. It's just Yeah, I think that'll do, because at a curve, yeah, it wouldn't hit that. Yeah, right now it's Optifine for 1.14, and there are alpha versions of it out, so I would expect not much longer, but we're also probably going to get Minecraft 1.14.2 soon, so I don't know exactly when that's going to become relevant. I see the reason for the early stream is that I have a friend coming over to play board games later, so I'm starting a little earlier so that I could actually stream it all. .1.14.2 pre-release 3 is out. But 1.14.3 is not. Beat you to it. Although, on my chat I did. On your chat, probably not. How do we angle that first one? It's really not that... Yeah, that's not steep at all. Probably like this. Maybe a little longer on this lower one. Yeah. And then like that. See you later, Liara. Thanks for stopping by the stream. Hope you have yourself a good day. As for 1.15, I subscribe to the belief that it's probably going to be another revision of combat. I think they want to see everybody get on the same page with combat and have a combat system that they can include on all platforms. Whether or not that's going to work is another matter, but that's what I'm expecting at least. Yeah, that's definitely smaller than the back mast, but that's fine. It's lower down, too. Do I like the Minecraft 10-year anniversary map? I haven't played it. I don't really spend that much time downloading maps and playing them. I had other stuff to do on the day, and it feels a little bit weird downloading it and playing it after the anniversary is over, so I never got around to it in the end. I think that needs to be shallower too. Well, not shallower, steeper. It needs to be proportionally different to what it is now. The trailer for 1.14 had a piece of blue redstone in it. Yeah, they just said that was an artistic thing. There wasn't any like hidden meaning behind that. That's been confirmed by various folks. There we go. What are my hopes for Minecraft Earth? I hope it's good. I hope it's at all interesting and that it has merit beyond just being Pokemon Go for Minecraft. I hope everyone will use it responsibly. I also hope that it isn't just a Microsoft play to get like a virtual scan of the Earth. I read an article about that today that was quite interesting. That basically like apps like Pokemon Go and AR stuff is effectively a tool Microsoft can use to get like a fuller idea of what is out there, because even stuff like Google Earth doesn't contain as much information as potentially effectively like a crowdsourced information gathering app about various locations where people live. I'm not going to go like the full conspiracy theorist tinfoil hat angle and say like they're using it for surveillance, but they're using it for surveillance. Clandestine Microsoft scan sounds like the basis of a cool movie. Welcome to 2019. It's the basis of real life. Scaffolding is very good, you're correct. Please set up a world download for episode 150. No. It's not done yet. I've said the whole time I'll set up a world download when it's actually done. When some of this world is finished. Which it's really not. How far does scaffolding go sideways? 6 blocks at the last count. Six. And then it does. Drop in bits of itself. Leave no scaffolding behind. This world will never be finished. Exactly. So stop asking. No, I do plan on releasing a world download when I've finished building Founder's Forge. And this boat and some of the stuff that we're doing on streams lately is kind of part of that. Yeah, I know. But yeah, there is definitely a lot I want to do in this world before I release a world download, and I feel like releasing something where this area doesn't have much stuff to explore would feel like a huge anticlimax. And if people want to borrow the world just to copy the farms or whatever, then there are better places to do that. Like, there are a lot of people who made tutorials with world downloads with better farms than the ones I've made. They're not all in the context of a survival world, but if all you want is to look at how the farms work. There's not a Torii-style gate in this area, no. I have, like, a bridged section over here, but that's the gateway to the area. It's not like a shrine gateway or anything. It would be kind of ironic because those gateways are supposed to they're supposed to represent a transition from the divine to the mundane, or vice versa. So imagine, like, going through a gateway from the divine to the mundane and just being like, well, I'm in a swamp now. Kind of ironic. That's not quite right. Whoa! One more there, and then 2 more across. Oh, and that needs to stop there, really. Yeah, okay. That works. What am I good at? Commands, redstone, building, history, or nothing. Is history a thing? Didn't realize history was a category we could choose in Minecraft. I'll take history for 400, Alex. Yeah, the junk just appealed to me in terms of the aesthetics of it. I've always loved the look of the sails, Reserved Sanity. I've always thought they looked very unique. And I'm now out of red wool. So close. So close to finishing it all, and now we're out of red wool. I think I might still have some in my wool chests over here, though. I literally need like half a stack of wool, if that. Oh, yeah, I'm too far away from the sheep farm. It hasn't been loaded in. That looks so cool, having those 3 sails on the horizon, though. And it's also interesting that the angles sort of create the illusion that the sails are facing more forward than they are. Yeah, I've got tons of red dye. I'll just go and dye some of this wool. Do I believe in ghosts? Not really. Ask the ghosts if they believe in me. What we call junk boats in Hong Kong are just boats held together with tires and duct tape for the Aboriginal people, but the fancy ones are very cool. Yeah, I expect there are variations on this. And to be fair, like, the Google image that I'm pulling this from, like, there are 2 reference images I've used for this project. One of them is just like a computer render. It's not even like an actual photograph of a boat. But the other one is. Yeah, I think that'll do. I think that will actually do. Always leave yourself a bit of scaffolding towards the bottom that you can fall down into. That's my advice for using scaffolding. Hup. Let's take a look at this from a distance. Take a look from the top of the windmill. Yeah. There we go. Will I have a world download this? Eventually, yes. Probably not anytime soon, though. Scaffolding breaking noise is so nice. Yeah, it's quite nice to listen to. Right, so we need to do a little bit more work on the structure of the ship as well, but I think the sails are as good as they're going to get, or as good as I want them to be in the grand scheme of things. I could probably end up doing more work on it, and I will probably end up adding some fences and stuff as rigging to make it look a little more realistic, but I could tweak details of that all day, and considering that I haven't built it in creative or anything, there are some things that I would just do trial and error on for ages. Now I think I just need to move on from it. So let's grab some spruce wood and continue working on the deck, because there are some areas that we can turn into cabins. We can partition the hold. We can do all kinds of stuff. Full sail is full speed, which is a little hairy given how little sea room there is. Yeah, I don't expect this thing to be going anywhere. There is either, like, no wind right now in this area, or perhaps the wind is, like, at a point where the sails being straight on. Like, if the wind is blowing there, the sails are just, like, splitting it to either side, and it means it's not moving anywhere. That's probably not how sails work, but I don't care. I'm beyond that at this point. I'm beyond caring. I just wanna have a boat there. I use spruce wood. We've got tons of scaffolding. We've got this shulker box that we can fill up. Oh yeah, I've got loads of that. Thank you, Choppin' Tuesday. And yeah, we'll probably add a lot of decoration to the outside of it once we're done with the main structure. But for now, I think we're good. I'm going to close down the camera account as well, because we won't really need that. Good. Good. How is everyone? The sails are parallel to the wind. Which is parallel. They're like at 90 degrees to it or something. I don't know. There isn't any wind anyway. Hey, the Vixen is here with 500 bits. Thank you so much for the bits. Have I sent you the server welcome email yet? If I've not, I will try and get that done after the stream. But you are whitelisted on the Patreon server now, by the way. Should name the ship the Kelp Catastrophe. It is a bit of a disaster. Bring a little bit of dark oak as well, because I've been using that around the place. All the woods. Haven't received the email yet. Okay, cool. I will do my best to send that after the stream is over. Imagine wind in Minecraft. It would be pointless until you started flying around and then it become incredibly annoying. Meow, meow, meow. Okay, we can take this chest. This one's still got tons of jungle wood in it, but we might as well clear that up as well. And let's see. I have a crafting table here somewhere, don't I? It's not on the lower deck. It's probably over by the kelp machine. How's this doing, by the way? Has it broken yet? Ow. Okay, we've still got fuel in each of those. Can probably condense some of this down. Be a bit more challenging in a modded world where windmills worked, but can you imagine the lag? There was a windmill in the Forever Stranded mod pack that I played. I forget what it was from. I can't remember what the mod was. But then it would break every time there was a storm, which was really weird. And at one point it got stuck because, like, the game thought there was a storm in the overworld and we couldn't change the weather. There was this weird bug in it. But I forget what the mod was called. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, yeah. to fill this whole thing up. Self-sustaining kelp farms are the future. Except this one is using up about as much fuel as it creates. But I think I do need to balance out the input slightly. That one's got a slab in it, which is not a great start. And I have actually taken a bunch of kelp out of here, so that this is not the entire output of the kelp farm going back into the kelp farm, I promise. Smokers are crafted using a furnace and 4 logs. I'm pretty sure the all bark blocks, like the spruce wood, oak wood blocks, work as well. Right, let's do a little bit more of the lower deck here. This is mainly going to be placing slabs. So, super interesting. I'm still not sure how to divide up the stuff down here and what it really should be for. Because I don't want to build any farms in here other than the kelp farm. Because I like to decorate farms like this, but I want to decorate them individually, so I want all of the other farms to be their own individual structures. Otherwise, basically, I could fit so many farms into the shell of this one boat. I don't know what I want to do. Slabbing Thursday. There we go. Storage for junk. A junk boat literally for junk. Like, the cruise ship I built on Decidedly Vanilla Season 5 was just for the creeper farm. I feel like I'm good at putting farms in boats. When I build them out on the water, at least. I think what we're going to do with this is have a raised area around the outside here. And then cover that all in trapdoors. Like trapdoors or scaffolding, but scaffolding would have to go all the way to the ground, which is not ideal. Let's make another crafting table over here, because I can't be bothered to keep going back down to that area each time. And we will need... You can put so many barrels on this boat. Oh my gosh, the barrels are going to be immense. Trapdoor, there we go. Just cover this all like so. There's no point really making these directional. But I'm going to do it anyway, apparently. Noobs are here. Can't believe you came across me. Why? What is so unbelievable about that? Barrels on boats are nice. One thing I really wish you could do is keep leads tied to things that weren't animals. You know? Being able to string a rope between 2 fences. Using leads to do that would be so nice. I would do that everywhere. Especially considering that the leads could be better, like, they could be better encouraged to not break if you did that. This looks cool, I think. Kind of debating whether I should make the slabs around the outside in a different color. But it's supposed to just be part of the main deck. I'm just frustrated by the lack of variation here right now. I feel like we could probably do something about that with some logs of some kind. Just put something like this in it. I don't know why. I don't know what any of this should look like, really. I'm just decorating for the sake of it. Anyone recommend enchanting a shield like Unbreaking 3? I don't recommend it, but you can if you've got an excess of books. I don't see the need, personally, because shields are so cheap, but it's up to you, really. Hey, Riffraff, thank you for enjoying the sales, I guess. I'm not sure where that sentence was going. Enjoy these cats as well. Look at them all. Siamese quartet. I think what we need to do is bring these logs out in beams the way we had them before. Beams? Which is going to be kind of awkward with the beams that are already in the deck not lining up, but hey. What can you do? Could build it better, pigs. Stupid question. What about cartography tables as a chart table for navigation? Yeah, like, I'm totally going to go ham on the details later. There's a lot of those new workstations which would look really good over here. I mean, a ship has a bell. I mean, obviously, yeah. You said as much. But yeah, there's so much village stuff we could put around here. And that is part of the reason that I don't want to put more villages around the world, because, I mean, you could have a great ship's crew here, but their activities would be so unpredictable. I don't know if I could really handle it. Wait a second, that's not right. There we go. Just not paying attention to that. There we go. That's looking all right. I think these side bits need to be stairs, don't they? Probably not even with slabs. I think we want proper stairs at that point. Let's make those out of dark oak wood for a bit of variation. Today's the second happiest day of the year for you. A mystery. Is it a birthday? Is it school holidays? Are you just really happy to turn up to the stream? Last day of school. There it is. I figured that was going to be school related. These might not be this big. I can kind of bring these in a little bit. Or, no, maybe make them 3 blocks wide, but cut that off on this side here. keep a 3-block wide staircase there. Yeah. Yeah, not bad. I kind of like that. Nothing really lines up on this ship in terms of, like, the support structure and these beams and everything, but I don't think it needs to. And once again, if it looks symmetrical from one side, like if it looks symmetrical, it looks kind of more intentional that way. You can get away with a lot more. That needs to start there. Last day of school for your brother as well. There goes all my alone time. Dang it. The one thing I dislike about the recipe book is the fact that when it cycles through the recipes like that, sometimes you think you're clicking on one thing and then it turns out you're clicking on something completely different. It changes at the last second and you end up crafting stuff you don't intend to craft. Also, I've had a bed up here the entire time. Why have I been going down to the... I'm an idiot sometimes, you know? Last day of school for you is generally on the same day as your birthday, so it's like an extra gift. Okay, so that's looking pretty dope so far. We would have some sort of wheel mechanism here, of course, which would mean the rudder would have to go down through the deck. And people keep saying to give this ship a rudder. I don't know how rudders are supposed to function, so... This thing ain't meant to be sailing anyway. See you later, Tyrant. Have a good one. No more school for you, but your wedding anniversary is this weekend. Married for 13 years. Congrats. Unlucky for some. Sounds like very lucky for you. Yeah, let's do something like this. Let's give the deck up here a little bit more shape. Gonna put some fences up there. Or just fall down the stairs again, I guess. Who can say? Build a redstone rudder. My thing about redstone, the hurdle I can't get over, is using it for stuff that is kind of useless, I guess. Like doing redstone just because you can. I'm just not in that mentality yet. I should probably do it more. Because for a while I didn't even build stuff like automatic resource farms because I was like, well, I don't need that much of this, I'll just farm it manually. But I think now that I'm running in a single player world, it makes a little bit more sense if stuff is just farming when I'm logged in because it can't farm itself the rest of the time. Like I can't just wait for crops to grow. It doesn't work quite the same way. Plus, other people on the servers I was on used to build the auto farm, so I didn't have to. Create a hinged semicircle of planks for the rudder. Use fences for the... Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I can see it's like... The wheel isn't necessarily like steering this enormous wooden thing in the water. It's like a... It's a mechanism. It's not just... Not one man steering this entire... moving this entire huge wooden thing by himself. This is what I mean, though. If you had fences around here like that and you could just tie ropes to them, It'd be so good. Also, if you could open trapdoors diagonally somehow, that would be great too. Get on it, Mojang. I think having a rail of sorts here makes sense to enclose this section a little bit, so you sort of have to walk around. Maybe we could open these fence gates up. It does feel a little bit weird with that section floating in the middle, but... coasters keep sticking to this glass of water. Please continue with Hermitcraft recaps when Season 7 starts, even though it may start the end of this year or early next year. I mean, I'm not planning on leaving Hermitcraft recap anyway. And I expect we would continue Hermitcraft recap regardless of anything short of the Hermitcraft server actually closing down, which I don't think it's about to, so... Anyway, this is the wheel. I don't know how to make the wheel in this. Make it out of a log or a trapdoor. The wheel! There's just nothing that is particularly good at approximating a ship's wheel in this game. Not at this scale, at least. Something like this. Have like the end texture of a log with fences around it, like so. Just doesn't look like a wheel. A grindstone wouldn't really look like a ship's wheel either. I mean, it looks like a... It could look like a bicycle wheel, but not a ship's wheel. Maybe levers. They look like handlebars. It'd be so strange. And get creative with stairs. Create something like this. Have the wheel go in here. This looks like it should be a fancy seat for somebody. The Pirate King sits here. A lectern and a trapdoor. Interesting. See what we can do with that. I know it doesn't need a wheel, but it's just for the look of the thing. Hey, Snugdad. Glad you could make it. Glad you're enjoying the ship also. We have a grindstone. Again, not really ship's wheel material, this. Can't attach much to the sides of it either. Like, if you put a fence... Like, you can't put a fence attached to it or anything. Let's make a lectern. Lectern plus trapdoor on top somehow. Maybe, or maybe the other way around, so it looks less like an actual lectern. The ship's wheel. That's actually not bad. I might go with that. Raven's Shadow. Good call. Square steering wheel. We take what we can get. Aren't cobwebs around or circular? Why not one in an item frame? I feel like item frames always take me out of it a little bit. They're always kind of... They break the illusion sometimes a little too much. It's really obvious that it's just in a frame to me. I can't really get around that. I think that is possibly as good as it's going to get for me. This all in survival? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's good. I think I like. Also need to get some of this. Oh, I've broken it. Oh no. Give me that back. Get some of this going on around this mast in particular. This just looks weird because it's a wonky shape. Build it one block up and we won't have that problem. Where do we want to start? Start there. Let's do it that way. Clenigalt, have a good one. Thanks for stopping by and giving your opinions on binnacles. I appreciate it, even if I don't know what a binnacle is. There's some people in the chat being like, a binnacle, of course. How could you not? Yeah, you can sort of see that there's a little reserved area at the back there. Sudden urge to watch Pirates of the Caribbean. You'll want the third one if you want ships like this. Yeah, frantically Googles binnacle. Checking that the lighting is still okay, because I haven't had too many of those lighting errors, but there are definitely some areas of this that just aren't lit up, like at all. Like there, for example. I've got skylight here, but who knows what other things could be creeping in the dark. Easiest way to find a nether fortress? Good question. I mean, I think they... Isn't it a thing where if you go east-west in the nether, you're more likely to find one because they generate in rows that go north-south? I think that's how it works. I forget how that whole system is meant to go. But, like, follow one direction or the other and you'll run into one eventually. Sharpness 4 villager, 49 emeralds. If you're in 1.14, just cure a zombie villager near him. They'll give you discounts for a good while. Seeing lighting errors in broad daylight. Yeah, it's not good right now. Things are not in the best of states. It was the best of states. It was the worst of states. Okay. That's lag making me double click. A little bit of everything. Good morning. Lovely to see you. Not quite sure what I'm doing here. Is that better or worse? No, I think we need to widen this out a little bit. Then again, you feel like the deck should be something people can walk on all the way around, so... Do we want to have platforms that go out here? Something to hang the lifeboats from? Because people could still hop out the side here if they wanted to. Also, just threw your maxed out diamond sword in fire. Oh gosh. Good thing you have 50 levels. Yeah. Yeah, I've had a few close calls like that. One of those things where it almost happens in slow motion. You realize what you're about to do just as you do it. Do something like this, maybe. Yeah, I like it. Putting some texture in is definitely going to be a plus here. When so much of it is just spruce planks and logs everywhere. I think it's going to be good to add some of that. More oaky trapdoors. Oh, you brought home a savannah villager? Nice. I do like their outfits. They got good clothing going on. Good designs. In terms of this update, I think what I'm probably most impressed by, given the various flaws that people have pointed out, is I really like the texture update a lot. I think some of the new textures they've added for the villagers are great. And as far as the game's textures go, I haven't even thought about the old textures since starting playing with these, really. Is this necessary for survival? Is what necessary for survival? Building this giant boat? Not really. But then I like doing stuff like this. The reason I'm doing stuff like this on streams instead of in videos is that it doesn't really have a tutorial purpose for the survival guide other than this is how you build a boat, and I don't really consider myself an authority on that kind of stuff at all. Is this water texture vanilla? Yes. I don't have any texture packs installed other than one which makes my shield lower when I'm just standing around with it because I use a shield all the time. You're not having a good day? I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it improves. Remember that this is just one moment in your life, and I'm sure you'll be able to return to something normal soon. I do like putting oak buttons or birch buttons on the end of these log textures. It really makes them stand out. The new dark oak log has a much darker end texture. It's much more saturated as well. I think it's a vast improvement. Matches the planks a lot better too. What about the castle? What about it? Yeah, Novo, if you're on hard difficulty, zombie villagers have like a 100% chance to be like converted from villagers. So it's actually less likely that you'll lose villagers to zombies on hard. The only problem is if they turn into zombie villagers and you're not around, then they can despawn. But that's the main issue with that. Yeah, dark oak log and spruce planks have always looked good together. It's just something to do with the way they use color. I feel like spruce planks don't really go as well with spruce logs. Just logged on and felt happy because of the voice from the Hermitcraft recap. It me! Welcome to my Twitch channel where I do other things. I really wish the stonecutter would make wood stairs for you as well. Like, the clue is in the name, right? I understand why it doesn't, but it'd be so nice to have one-to-one crafting for wood items as well as stone items. Do I know why the trading hall doesn't work in 1.14? The villagers won't change from an unemployed villager. Reserved sanity with the 500 bits. Thank you for the bits. There are problems with villagers right now in that they need to pathfind 2 workstations in order to change their jobs. So if you have them in minecarts, then that won't work. They won't adopt a profession block because they can't move from being contained in the minecart. So they need to be out of minecarts. So doing it the way I have done it right now is not viable for trading halls. Then again, there are other issues with villagers right now, so even with that, I'm not certain that you'd be able to get it to work in the same format. How long am I going to do the survival guide? As long as it takes. As long as it takes. When people are done learning about survival Minecraft, I'll probably do something else. If it can cut stone, why can't it cut wood? That's a valid question. Valid question. I think I might get some spruce trapdoors up in here as well, much as I don't want to just add more spruce to what we've got here. Spruce trapdoors are of really nice texture. Let's get some of those. Oh, go on, I'll make some barrels as well. Barrels are going to be so good in this place. Barrels are already OP. But I'm wondering if maybe we put, like... yeah, just the occasional trapdoor. Like that. Or possibly on the corners instead. I don't want them all the way around. But have it be kind of, like, braced to the deck a little bit. Okay, just placing trapdoors in all the wrong places. Looks a little more sturdy, doesn't it? Opinion on iced tea? I'm in favour. Why am I not making a video about this in the survival guide like the castle? Because the castle I had more of a solid idea of what I was doing. For this, I'm just kind of winging it. Do something like that. The problem with these here is that you can't have trapdoors there and also facing that way, so I'm just going to leave those horizontal. I think it looks all right. This is like aft storage, I guess. There should probably be some, like, captain's cabin type of thing back here, but I don't know. Again, this is not meant to be a realistic boat. Hey, Paranor's here. Hello. Welcome along. Sorry we started the stream a little bit earlier than usual today, but I was hoping you might have seen the notice last night and not worried about it too much. I want to have barrels, like, disguising the fact that there are clearly logs poking through the deck. I also don't want these barrels to be obstructing the walking path through here. Haven't even gotten to Twitter yet today. Fair enough. Crabby a Lotus with the 200 bits. Thank you for the bits. Could put the barrels on the step. Like here? I guess I could. But I like the... if we bring that out one block more, it's not going to obstruct anybody walking down there. And yeah, I like having them on the walkway out here. This is another one of those problem areas where we could do something like this. If we wanted to. Stop people just, like, dropping straight down there, you know? Whoa. Big lag spike. It's a problem with hanging around this kelp farm for too long. It does tend to build up a bit of lag. Let's build these lanterns. It does need lanterns. You're right. I have a bunch of them somewhere. Do I want to build cannons in the sides? No, it's not meant to be like an aggressive ship, and also they wouldn't be able to fire at anything right now because it's grounded. They'd be firing on the town around them, which wouldn't be very practical, so... If this ship ever had cannons, it has now been decannoned. What was my favourite block in Minecraft? Emerald ore. Just so shiny. Alright. Elements of this are starting to come together. I think it's not looking too bad. Did we have... Oh, we have lanterns in here. Excellent. Let the lanterning begin. Also, we need a bell to go somewhere. Perfect. That'll do. Lanterns all over the dang place. Is there a captain's deck? I mean, in theory there could be. There should be like a captain's quarters kind of thing down here. There's other places that I can put various cabins and stuff in the hold, but I'm not overthinking it in terms of this having the the features you would expect from a ship. I'm not going to go too heavily into that because I haven't built the ship with that in mind, and a large portion of it is taken up by a kelp farm, so yeah, the lanterns are just OP. Trap one villager in the ship and call him the captain. He immediately turns into a fisherman because I've placed 900 barrels here. Are the cats the crew members? Yeah, this is the ship of cats, basically. Oh, you can put lanterns on fences as well. It's the best. You can hang them from fences. You can put them on fences. What can't these things do? Attach to the side of a block, that's what. How do you craft lanterns? It's 8 iron nuggets around a torch. That's basically what it is. So break down an iron ingot into iron nuggets, craft that in a circle around a torch. I missed a trapdoor on the stairs. I missed all kinds of stuff on the stairs. Like this one here isn't there. I got you. It's fine. I don't have any oak trapdoors left in my collection right now, and I'm not entirely convinced they'll be staying where they're staying, but for the moment at least, it's looking a little bit more put together. I'm happy with it. I could honestly call it good at that and say this is done, because it's looking pretty fresh. I think I kind of want to have some of the kelp blocks up around here, though. Like, I'm trying to work out if it looks... if it's going to look too weird to have that kind of lining around the side there also double up towards the front. Ship doesn't need to be symmetrical. That is also true. But yeah, I sort of wonder if I could do something like this, or if this is just going to look kind of odd. The story that it's the stranded Chinese Noah's Ark. I have no idea what the story is for this. I'm just enjoying building it. Yeah, I think if we continue that along here, it could actually look quite good. Definitely heavily implies that this is the kelp farm anyway. Look at where I have liberally used these blocks. This is where I farm them. Yeah, we need to raise the deck over here so that people could actually see out of the prow. Is it the prow? And gosh, we need some lighting up here. How are the cats going to survive? At least they're chasing the creepers away. Speaking of creepers, spotted one down there in the swamp. Yeah, I'm good with that. I think that looks good. We can probably do some stuff on the interior, but from the exterior perspective, looks real nice. Okay, cool, cool. Let's look at that from the other side as well. The sails, I think, are better from the opposite side. You have them that away. Do a quick bit of tree hopping to get over here. Yeah, it's looking nice. Looking nice. We can definitely do some decoration around the outside here just the hull is looking a little plain now. But I think as boats go, not looking too bad. We're actually going to wrap the stream up there. I know, it's been a short one. It's only been a 2-hour stream, but I need to go and grab some lunch. My friend is coming over to play board games in about an hour, and I don't want to be eating while he's here. So I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. Let's see if anyone's raiding. Anyone's streaming that we can raid. It's been a little while since I streamed at this time, so I have very little idea who is out there, but let's drop you guys off with somebody who's streaming some more Minecraft. Let's see. Alright, Fibro Wolf is streaming. Might as well drop you guys off with Fibro. There we go. It's rare that we get to raid Fibro, so give him my best. Use your Pixel Hype emote and the hashtag Pixel Raid. Show some love over there. Have yourselves a good one, and I'll be back with some more of this on Sunday, I expect. So see you then. My name's been Pixel Riffs. Bye for now.